You won't believe what viewers said about this video. I recorded this video a long time ago and took me time to edit it. I was not so sure, but afterwards I decided to edit it and publish it. I was surprised with the response that I received from viewers. The video's title is Islam versus Jehovah's Witnesses, the striking similarities between the two religions. This video is just about the comments that I received from the viewers, both good and bad. One of the viewers even accused me for making such a comparison as a person who has escaped from a mental institution. So today, I'm doing this video as a viewer's video. And in this video, I'm presenting your views and what you had to say about Jehovah's Witnesses and Islam. Some comments were good, others were not so good. It depends on which side of the aisle you are looking at it from. So let's dive in right away. I'm going to look at comments that focus on control, authority, and high demand. Many of you viewers said that both Islam and Jehovah's Witnesses are high control religions with strict rules about authority. Here's a comment from this viewer. He says, I noticed how Islam and Jehovah's Witnesses definitely share some common features as high control religions. Muslims can question Allah but not Muhammad, and Jehovah's Witnesses can question Jehovah but not the governing body. Both leaders are seen as human, yet revered as flawless. That is an interesting comment. Members of these two religions can question their God, but they cannot question their leaders. Interesting thought there. Here's another comment. As an ex-JW, I have to ask, what asylum did you escape from? There are no similarities. I won't waste my time trying to prove it to you. This is the one that I talked about where somebody thought that I had escaped from a mental institution to be able to make such a comparison. Thank you for accepting that I'm a very innovative person. Let's look at another comment. Both are extremists. This viewer's blatant assessment touches on the idea that both groups in their own ways can be seen as operating on extreme ends of religious practice. Let's look at theological comparisons. We look at some views about the two religions and especially how they view Jesus. Here's one view. Technically, JWs believe in two gods, Jehovah Almighty and Jesus as a mighty God. But they deny it. Even though they treat Jesus as separate from Jehovah, it's like they can't hear themselves speak. As I was debating with my young brother who is a Jehovah's Witness, I asked him a question and I asked many other Jehovah's Witnesses and said, so you have two gods? And they refuse. It's like they get shocked, that they've never thought about it. Because there's Jehovah God, according to John 1:1, and there's Jesus a God. They are both gods, or they are both God. Let's put it that way. Another similarity between JW and Islam, severe and cruel punishments for a lot of things seen as sins, like disfellowshipping in Jehovah's Witnesses, and flogging, stoning, and prison in Islam. Both also have extreme views of sexual immorality. That is an interesting view. It's hard to ignore how both groups take strong disciplinary actions against behaviors they consider sinful. Many ex-JWs have also spoken out about the devastating impact disfellowshipping can have on families. Let's look at another comment. Ex-JW here. The way they tear apart families should be illegal. The only good thing that came from it was that I learned the Bible so well, I became an atheist. Interesting. That sounds like a commendation, but I don't think it is really the praise. If somebody can teach you the Bible to become an atheist, it means there's something wrong with that religion. Indeed, there is an emotional toll that such punishments take on individuals and families. I've even watched videos of some who have even committed suicide. Some have attempted to commit suicide, like in the clip that I'll show shortly, and the others have actually even committed suicide.
I had access to mostly like codeine, right, was the big one. So I had, a fair substantial supply of that, and thought if I could mix that with basically any other kind of drugs that I might have, cold medication, all that. I just swallowed basically like, a glass full of pills, I think. And just hoped that, I wouldn't wake up, from this. I had some sleeping pills in there too. But I did. I mean, I woke up probably like 20 hours later.
Viewers also recommended that I do a video on how these two religions treat women. I would definitely do a video on that. You forgot the chapter on the treatment of women. Women are seen as inferior in both JW and Islam. Indeed, these are serious criticisms for both Islam and Jehovah's Witnesses in the subservient role that women play in their denominations. I believe women must be the majority. This viewer highlights the criticism that both groups have strict and sometimes oppressive roles for women, which can limit their authority and freedom. Now let's look at broader religious comparisons. Now some of you actually brought out comparisons that were not related to what I had talked about in the video, but we are going to consider those views also. Interesting, some of you saw comparison beyond Jehovah's Witnesses and Islam to other denominations or religions. Here is one comment. They also have many similarities to Catholicism, works-based salvation, confessing to a priest, leadership that can't be questioned. Dr. K, you should do a video on that too. It's interesting that this viewer makes a comparison between Islam, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Catholicism. Now, I've tried to think of similarities across these two religions, and it is difficult to find one. But anyway, maybe I'll get to that some other time. Here is another comment. Islam, Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists, Mormons, and Judaism, all these false religions are the same, void of Christ and salvation through faith alone. Interesting. That's a strong statement. This viewer groups all these religions together, viewing them as divergent from mainstream Christianity's focus on salvation through Christ. So instead of focusing on salvation through faith, he thinks that all these other religions focus on salvation through works instead of through faith. Let's also look at one positive commendation that I received. First of all, you won my subscription. You are the first channel owner who accepts open discussion and challenges. I respect your humility and openness to learning, but I feel you should clarify that this is just a discussion, not an attempt to marginalize any group. We should focus on growth and understanding. Thank you very much for that comment. I'll take that into consideration the next time I do another video. That I'm not doing these videos to convert anyone, but for discussion. But anyway, if somebody else gets converted, particularly if somebody can be freed from the jaws of the Jehovah's Witnesses, we'll give God the glory. So we'll continue to provide feedback to you, dear viewers, just to show that your views and your comments are very important. I actually respond to each and every comment, except sometimes to those that viewers are commenting to other viewers' comments. Those I leave them out, but sometimes I comment on them. So it's important for you to know that we take your comments very, very seriously and your engagement very, very seriously. It shows we make these videos for you. And if it were not so, I would not even have been making these videos. When I started this channel, my focus was to deal with something totally different. But because of the demand and the requests that you make directly and indirectly, it is the reason why I am making these videos. Now, if you found value in this video, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, comment, and like. If it were possible, share it with other people. Now, for more videos on other aspects that the Jehovah's Witnesses disagree with, click on this playlist. I also have another playlist here on Jehovah's Witnesses beliefs, doctrine, and practices.